Hello, and welcome to a study of curriculum by myself, Bethany Slesser. Our first question that we must address is, what is curriculum? Now, before this class, I knew that curriculum was not just information that is passed through teaching and assignments to the students, but I certainly did not realize just how many different areas and parts there are to curriculum. To mention a few, there are common sense curriculum, always doing assignments a certain way, always organizing kids by gender, only asking boys to help with physical jobs. There's place curriculum, which involves history, religion, economics, culture, what parts of the community are highlighted, what the classroom looks like, and how the classroom is set up. There's the lived curriculum, how the teacher interacts with other teachers, how the teacher interacts with students, how the students are organized. There's spoken curriculum, what languages are used, what students are praised, and there's null curriculum, what is not taught, what is not included in posters or decor around the classroom, what parts of history are not taught, what stories are not included. And there's the hidden curriculum, how students are organized, posters that are hung around the classroom and the school. These are all things that are passed on to the students, whether or not we realize it. These are all things that students are learning and are shaping their worldviews. Our next question is, what is pedagogy? And it is the method and practice of teaching. Now, again, I understood that teaching was more than just the information that's passed to the students and then regurgitated back through assignments or tests, but I certainly did not realize just, again, how vast and broad the topics are within pedagogy. For example, queer pedagogy takes into consideration the LGBTQ2 community and encourages educators to queer the curriculum or consider how the curriculum can be changed to include a broader range of stories. Something that's close to my heart is deaf pedagogy, which takes into account that not all information must be passed orally. So my approach to curriculum, as a developer, I will work to develop curriculum and assignments that will cater to the different learning styles, cultural values, and social understandings of my students and their families. As a maker, I will make curriculum that pushes the common sense boundaries of the colonized curriculum in order to teach a less biased understanding of history and current events. As a transmitter of content, I will work to include the languages of my students so that my classroom is viewed and is considered as a place where that is safe and where all languages are, and not just English, are valued. As a shaper, I will work to become a teacher that can adapt and shape curriculum as new needs such as new languages or new cultures, new disabilities, etc. arise. And as an enhancer, I will look for ways to make curriculum more than just information that is passed on to students. Now, place is very important to curriculum. And it's not just the location of the school, but it is how the classroom is decorated, stories that are included from the community, stories that are included from around the world. While I was going to school, I had a very narrow view of place, not just of my classroom or of my community, but of the entire world. My understanding was that Canada is a safe, peaceful, free country with no racism and is accepting of all people. My view of America is that it is the best country, and my view of basically every other country is that everyone wants to go to America because it is the best, and every other country just has nothing to offer better than North America. Of course, now I understand that that is very wrong, as we will see in the next few slides. I've displayed a little bit of the growth of my understanding through 4 different phases. The first one, gender bias. I want to counteract the teaching that I had that was strictly on straight people, straight health, and straight history by including history of the LGBTQ2 people and the movements that have happened. I want to be able to teach health for all people, not just male and female. Female empowerment, I want students to know that female empowerment looks different for all students. That Muslim women, single women, stay-at-home moms, working women, they are all empowered. Colonization bias. I want students to know the true history of Canada and not just the parts that make the early settlers look good. I want students to know that all types of people are Canadian, not just the white middle class. The white bias picture is one that is very important, especially for me as a white person to recognize, because I must recognize my own privileges and my own unconscious biases before I am able to teach in a way that counteracts the white bias in our curriculum. My questions and fears. I have a lot of questions about treaty education. As I was preparing this map, I realized that I really don't know anything about treaty education. What about all of the gray area on this map? Is that not treaty land, or what does Canada think of this land? Why are all of these treaties named after white colonial men? How and why did the indigenous people of these areas sign the treaties? Were they coerced? Were they forced into it? Or did they genuinely want to join in community with the settlers? Moving forward, on the topic of Canada, I've included 2 maps that I'm still working on as I continue to seek understanding of curriculum and pedagogy. The first one is a more accurate picture of what I now understand to be Canada, and the second one is the beginnings of a picture of Canada that includes more of the Indigenous people rather than just the provinces. And finally, my moving forward picture of the world. It has Canada and Indigenous flags, as well as the Canadian flag, and then little bits of understandings that I have learned since high school about the rest of the world, where colonization has happened, what countries are doing incredible things like Iceland's work in renewable energy. Thank you for watching my video, and check out my blog for more thoughts on curriculum and pedagogy.